Hi, my name is Kim McQuitty and welcome back. We have been walking through my new book, Lead Ready, Equipping Unmarried Men for Marriage. This is the resource that I have written, my latest book that I've written to help men who are single prepare for the marathon of marriage, prepare for the lifelong relationship that they will share one day with God's daughter. We talked about what it looks like to be spiritually strong. You're going to lead your relationship from your relationship with Jesus. Your relationship with your wife will be led from the relationship that you have as a disciple of Jesus Christ. Also, what it looks like to be whole, how critically important it is for any brokenness in your heart to be whole and to be healed before you enter into a marriage relationship. And she likewise, as well as she needs to do that as well. I talk about that in Wife Ready. She needs to make sure that her heart is whole, that you come together as two whole individuals so you can become the highest expression of who God created you to be as a couple. And last week we talked about what it looks like to walk in sexual integrity, sexual purity. Today I'm going to share about being a strong provider. Provider is not just finances, it's also protection and security. But I do specifically want to talk about finances because money challenges, money differences, money fights is a huge source of contention in marriage relationships. And there's a high percentage of divorce that comes from the lack of money harmony. So I want to just hone in on that particular area when it comes down to strong provider about finances because it causes so many challenges in marriage. You grew up with a money philosophy. You grew up in a money culture. She has her own philosophy and culture she grew up in. And they may be the same. They may be different. There may be some similarities. There may not be. But you're both coming to this marriage with your own mindset about money. Now you have to take your mindset. She has to take her mindset. And you need to become one flesh. And that can be very challenging. You could be a spender and she may be a saver or vice versa. You may be total polar opposites when it comes down on how you view money, how you see money. But in order for you to win in your money, you have to be on the same page. You have to have the same goals. You have to be working towards the same things or it will not work. The Bible says in Amos 3:3, how can two walk together unless they be in agreement? How can you agree in your finances if you're not on the same page, if you're not working towards the same goals, if you don't have the same ideas in mind, if you don't have the same heartbeat, if you don't have the same end goal? You need to be talking about everything from savings, your first home, to what it's going to look like for you guys to have an emergency account. Do we live debt free? Are we going to live? Some people think credit is king. Some people do. Some people think credit is king and they have a method of how they use other people's money to build wealth for themselves. They use that as leverage. Some people like there's no way in the world we're doing any debt. You're going to have a philosophy. She's going to have a philosophy. Where can you guys meet each other in the middle? Who's going to be the stronger one that's going to execute and pay all of the bills? Yes, you're the leader of your home. You're responsible for your home, but that may not be your strong suit. It may not be something you're strong in. Maybe she's the one who's strong in making sure that the bills are paid. You're coming together and you're having the conversation, but she's making sure everyone gets their pay. Everything is taken care of the way that it should be to make sure that your family has a credit worthiness, that your family is integral, financial integrity when it comes down to how you manage and steward the money that God has given you. Do you believe in tithing? Do you believe in giving offerings? Do you believe in giving towards missions? What does that look like? Do you have life insurance? Does she have life insurance? If you have any children, are you paying your child support like you should? All of these things are going to play a part in your finances when it comes down to your marriage, and you need to be on the same page. You need to be asking all of the questions. One thing I do have in the back of this book, and also in the back of Wife Ready, the curriculum for Wife Ready, is a list of questions that you can ask each other so you get to know one another. And we talk about money in the back. Asking the questions, asking the hard questions. Not assuming anything, but asking the questions. Having an understanding and having a money mindset and knowing what it is to be on the same page when it comes down to your money. So it is critically important. It is critically important to have all of the money talks. Those of you who have heard of Dave Ramsey, he has a phenomenal program called Financial Peace. And it's really just setting not just premarital couples. Anybody can walk through financial peace. I know a couple who went through it before they got married. and with the understanding that it was setting them up to win in their finances because they're going to be managing their money together. It talks about everything, all of the debt, even investing. And what does that look like? How do you both walk in agreement when it comes down to your money? Lead Ready will help you, give you an idea, plant some thoughts in your head and your thought. I never thought about that. Yeah, we need to be talking about that. I need to be initiating these conversations with my future wife about this, that, or the other. Getting an understanding of her, how she spends, why she spends, what she spends. Even if she makes more money than you, she's going to have to submit that in the marriage. I teach them, I don't care if you do make more money than he does. You don't get to have a say-so without his input. You are one flesh. You are a unified front. You're on the same team. Either you're going to win together with money or you're going to lose together with money. That is how this works when you're married. It's no longer just me. It's now all about we. What's the best for the family? What's the best for the union? What is the best for the marriage? What's the best for the household? How do we compromise? How do we come to a meeting of the minds? Who needs to sacrifice this time? What does it all look like? I talk about that in Lead Ready. Some things you may not even thought about. Some things you may have thought about. Again, I didn't talk. It's not just about money in the provision. I talk about security. I talk about protection and what that looks like in her heart. But I just wanted to just come on here to talk specifically about finances, because equipping yourself, arming yourself with as much knowledge about money and how it works will help you in the long run with your finances in your marriage. It will help you in the long run, equipping yourself. The Bible said, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. If you're going to perish in your finances, if you're going to fail in money, if you're going to fail in marriage, if you're going to fail in anything specifically in life, it's because of a knowledge problem. A knowledge problem. Making sure that you are on the same page, that you have the same mind, you have the same goals, you have the same ideas and the same dreams, same visions. How do you want to retire? How much money do you want to have when you retire? All that goes in. You need to be doing that now. Now, saving up now for retirement. Coming to agreement on how much we're going to save for retirement. When do we go in debt? How much do we spend without letting the other person know? All of those things are critically important to have the conversations before you get married, so you have an understanding in your marriage. Again, strong provider. Protection, security, and finances. Strong provider. Another area in my new book, Lead Ready, Equipping Unmarried Men for Marriage. If you have not, please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.